This video will give you a simple look at internet web browsing. It is designed to be very basic and is oriented towards beginners. We'll start by going to the lower left-hand corner of the screen. This is Windows 11 and the Start button is 4 squares. If you're on earlier versions of Windows, it may look different, but it should still be in the same location. Clicking once on that brings up our Start menu. We're looking for Microsoft Edge. Normally it will just say Edge. If we looked at the pinned section here, we can see an icon named Edge. It's a circle with the blue and green colors. If this does not show up in your pinned items, you can try searching it in the search bar. Let's type Microsoft Edge. And now it shows up in our search results. Also, a single click if you find it here. This opens up our web browser, and I'm going to go to the top right of this window and use the maximize square to make it full screen. Now, most of the time you use the internet, you probably go to search engines. There's a couple of downsides to search engines. One is if the search engine is down and you're unable to search, you may not be able to get to the websites that you're trying to get to. For example, if we go to, let's start at Google as a search engine. And we're going to search for YouTube. We see the first result here is YouTube, so we'll click on that to get to YouTube. Now you'll see the address here in the top of the bar. The DNS name, or the part of this that you have to type in, is www.youtube.com. So we'll close this and we'll start from the beginning again. I'm going to go down here to the Start button. I'm going to go to Edge. It's pinned. If you found this last time by searching, because it's not pinned, you can right click on that and there's going to be a pin option where you can pin it to the start. If you pin it and it still does not show up, it may be because there's too many icons in your pinned area. You can just use your mouse to scroll down, use the center scroll button, and it'll show you anything else that's pinned. So once you pin it, it will show up someplace in here. We've started again with a blank browser window, and I'm going to type this time. I'm going to type www.youtube.com. So in this example, I did not go through a search engine. I just went directly to the site. I mentioned one advantage of that is that if your search engine is down, it could prevent you from getting to the sites that you're trying to access. But if you know the address, you can just type it in and go there directly. Now you only have to type in a website once, because when you go there the first time, you can bookmark it. Bookmarks are also called favorites. If we look at the top right of the browser window, there's 2 stars here. If we put our mouse pointer above the first star, it says add this page to favorites. The second star just says favorites. And you can see these lines here that look like a list of items because this is where it will list your favorites once you save them. So we're going to click on this first one to add this page to favorites. It's going to turn blue. Then we'll click on Done. And now if we go up here to the star with the list, it'll show up in your favorites list. It will also show up in your favorites bar if you have a favorites bar. You can't see the favorites bar right now. I'm going to close this list. But you will see it when you open up a new tab. So I'll click on the plus button and now it shows me my favorites bar. So YouTube's right there. This is going to make it a lot simpler when we want to go to the site next time. We can just click this favorites bar. If it doesn't have the favorites bar up here, you can still go to your favorites list on the top right, and you can still select YouTube. We'll go to a couple of other sites so that you can practice favoriting those. We'll go back to the first tab here in the browser, and we're going to go to www.rumble.com, which is also a site that has videos. It's a video platform. Each video platform that you go to can have a completely different selection of videos. There's going to be some overlap in the content, but what's suggested to you is going to be completely different. We can see here there's some suggested videos on Rumble, and if I go to YouTube, it'll have what it wants me to look at. We'll go back to our Rumble tab. Now that we've gone to the site, we're going to favorite this. So I'll go over here to the first star. I'll click on it once, select done, and now I know that it's saved because of that blue indicator. And then I'll go to the list, and now it shows both YouTube and Rumble. And you can move these around, put them wherever you want to be convenient for how you want to find them. I think alphabetical is a good way to do it. So we'll put YouTube after Rumble. Now we'll check even a third video platform. Now you'll notice that before I type this, I deleted the https:// at the beginning. The web browser will automatically add that for you. All you have to put is the DNS name, www.odysee.com, or in this case, odysee.com. We're going to save this one. We'll go to the first star, click on it, click on done, and it's blue so that we know that it's saved. We'll go to our list, and we see that Odysee is here. We'll move that so that it's in alphabetical order. And then we can close our favorites. You'll see that I typed www.domain name. The domain name could be youtube.com, rumble.com, or odysee.com. You don't have to do that, but I do it because that's another way to directly access the site. You can get different results sometimes if you just do the domain name, or if you use a different host name on that domain name. The host name is the first part of that DNS name. For example, odysee.com is the domain name. www.odysee.com is a full qualified domain name. That means it has the host name and the domain name. So the host name in this case is www. If you try to go to a website just using the domain name and it does not load for you, try adding a www at the beginning, and that might fix the problem. The way that the domain name alone works when you type it in is a little bit different than if you type the www, so you may get success one way and not the other. We'll go to yet another video site. This one is www.brighteon.com. Again, this has its own suggested videos here. We're going to go up to the right. We're going to favorite this with the first star. Verify that it comes up on our list, and it does. We'll move this into alphabetical order. And now we have 4 sites that we've gone to that we've saved. We never have to type those in again. Let's go back to the way most of you probably find sites, which is either going to Google, which is a search engine, Bing, which is also a search engine. Maybe you go to DuckDuckGo. There's a lot of different search engines. If you don't go to that search engine's website, like this, www.google.com, you may just type the search terms in your address bar up here. The browser is configured to use a particular search engine by default. It may go to Google, it may go to Bing. If you want to go directly to a search engine, you can type in its address. If you want to use the default search engine, you can just put in a search term. So let's say that you just type YouTube in here without the .com. I'm going to press enter. It takes us to Google, which means that this web browser is configured to use Google as its default search engine. Now the results that it gives you may or may not be what you're looking for. In other words, this is another reason why you may want to type the website address directly, www.youtube.com, instead of searching for it. Now this search was successful because YouTube has a sponsored listing on Google. They're run by the same company, so that makes sense. So we know that this is legitimately YouTube's site. It's probably what we're looking for and what we want to go to. It has some sub-items here in this menu, which you may want to click on. Let's look at a different search engine. In this case, we're going to go to Bing, and we're going to put in the same search term, YouTube. Okay. We see the same menu that we saw before, which means that YouTube is sponsoring Bing with this selection. Let's try a different search engine. Let's try DuckDuckGo. And let's type in YouTube. We see the same selection. Let's go to search.brave.com. YouTube. Same thing here. Now let's try a different search term. Let's look for progressive. Now the search engine doesn't actually know if we're looking for progressive as a word, the definition of it, if we're looking for progressive insurance, if we're looking for progressive an adjective. It really doesn't know. So if we're looking for insurance, we can help narrow down the search results and make them more accurate by putting the word insurance on here. Okay, so it gives us Progressive's website, progressive.com. We know that that's a legitimate site that we're looking for. Let's just try Progressive alone. Again, it gives us the insurance. Let's say that we don't remember the name of the insurance company. We know that it's something related to Progress, so let's just type Progress. The search engine Google tries to give us a definition of this. It's trying to help us. We go to the next match, and then it is the actual insurance company that we were looking for. Let's try Progress Insurance. Now you see it put it at the top. So the more specific we get in our search terms, the better results that we'll get down below. If you'd like a particular topic for me to review in these videos, add a comment down below. If you would like a personal training session, I've got an introductory rate right now for only $5. you can receive a 30-minute session where we can do one-on-one live training. If you're interested in that, go to eBay, and on eBay you can search for Host Cove Internet and Computer Training Session. It'll give you an option to buy a session there, and I can help you with whatever topic you need help with. I will put the link to this eBay item in the video description, and thank you for watching.